Closed captioning is brought to you by BMG, Benefits Management Group.
I want to welcome you to Road in Between. I'm right here on this Massey Ferguson tractor. I love this old tractor. Today we got a great show for you. We're going to start off, we're going to be going to Jackson, Mississippi. We're going to go to Batson Children's Hospital. We're going to meet with a lady whose child is in the NICU there. Great story of hope. Followed up, we're going to be going golfing with good friends of mine in Meridian, Mississippi. They're going to be sharing about faith and the fairways. Then we're going to be with Neil Johnson, one of our sponsors for this show, as he shares how he gets away from his work and enjoys the solitude and how it really builds up his spirit. And then lastly, we're going to be going to West Dallas, Texas, where my cousin and her husband work at a place called Mercy Street. It's a great ministry, so stick around. We'll be right back to the Road in Between.
The Road in Between with Tom Sykes is sponsored by John O'Neill Johnson Toyota, CRM Companies, Archer Architecture, Mitchell Signs and Imprints, Glass Incorporated, Benefits Management Group.
I am so excited. We're getting ready to go to Jackson, Mississippi to the Ronald McDonald House of Hope and Inspiration. Here we are. We made it. We're here with Pam at the Ronald McDonald House here in Jackson. Thank you for giving us a little tour.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
And this room right here is
this is the toy room. This is where the kids, really let it loose and have a good time. We have a lot of, you can see wheelie things and cooking things and books, a lot of books. And we kind of call it our happy room.
Happy room.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is our kitchen area. The house has 16 bedrooms. And so this kitchen has been divided into 4 separate kitchens.
All right.
Each kitchen has a stove, a sink, a dishwasher, and so forth. But most of the meals are prepared by volunteers. Just about every single night, there's a dinner that's prepared by a church group, social group, civic group, students at UMC. They do it for community service. Sometimes on Sunday, people will bring breakfast and prepare breakfast, flipping pancakes and sausage and eggs. It's really great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can feel the spirit in here. It's a good spirit.
It really functions as a home. And this is where they, sit to eat. Most of the time during the day, it's kind of empty because all the parents are over at the hospital.
Right.
Taking care of their children. This, of course, being the center hallway, on the right side is the living area. On the left side is the sleeping area. But when I stepped into the house and took on the role of my position and started engaging with these families and now truly see day to day how much this means to their physical, mental, and emotional well-being, to be able to give them what they need to take care of their very sick child. And consequently, what goes on in this house truly does help heal that child. And it helps to heal the family as a unit going through such times of extreme hardship.
We are here at the Ronald McDonald House, and we are grateful to have Mandy Brown with us today. And Mandy, thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. You're
Glad
welcome.
you're here. What brought you to this Ronald McDonald House here in Jackson?
My water broke at 28 weeks and 4 days. So I went to my local emergency room. So they transported me here to Jackson because if they had a baby, I had the baby, it was a NICU unit here. So I had the baby the Saturday, and my baby was 2 pounds, 8 ounces. And I had him on a Saturday, and by the grace of God, I was able to come to Ronald McDonald House on that Monday.
We've interviewed an NICU nurse today,
Okay.
and she was sharing about the power of touch.
Yes.
And have you gotten to hold Gregory's hand or touch him yet, or are you waiting
I
for
touched
that?
him. I touched him for the first time last Sunday morning. And I held him, and it just felt so wonderful. I just felt so blessed because I got to hold my child. After giving birth, I didn't get that experience. As a woman, as a mother, that's all you think about. Once you have your child, to hold her, I didn't get that at that moment. So when God granted me that grace to just let me hold my child for the first time, I just felt so grateful. I really did. It helps him. It truly helps me. As of right now, he's 3 pounds, 2 ounces. He was born 2 pounds, 6 ounces, 8 ounces. So he's gained a little weight. His heart is fine. He's very stable. But we're going through the challenge now of he had a bleed on his brain, which caused him seizures. But in the last 2 ultrasounds, there was no bleeding. So we're doing weekly ultrasounds every just to keep an eye on it. But as of right now, no bleeding. The NICU unit, the nurses, they want you to do that. It went from 15 minutes to hold them to an hour to 2 hours. So they have, every time you come in there as a mother, you ready to hold your baby? Oh man, it's the best. It's the best question. It really is.
Mandy, I want to thank you for sharing your heartfelt story. You've touched us, and we're grateful that Gregory's doing well.
Yes.
And we give praise to God.
Yes.
Thanks. He's a general healer, and he's holding your son tight, and you're getting ready to hold him tight too.
Yes.
So we're grateful. In compassion of those nurses and doctors, she's able to see her child being healed. Powerful story, and we're honored to share that with you today.
The Road in Between with Tom Sykes is sponsored by John O'Neill Johnson Toyota, CRM Companies, Archer Architecture, Mitchell Signs and Imprints, Glass Incorporated, Benefits Management Group.
Hello, I'm Neil Johnson with John O'Neill Johnson Motor Company. We offer Toyota, we offer Hyundai, BMW, and Mazda.
You can take them beyond the road and go out and have an adventure. You can go hunting, you can go fishing, kayaking, bicycling, take them all out on the road in between.
Some of the great ones for that, Tom, are the Toyota Tundra, Toyota Tacoma, Toyota 4Runner, Land Cruiser is another good one, the Toyota Sequoia. They're great for the outdoors.
You'll come by and see them.
John O'Neill Johnson Motor Company, a name you can trust, products you can depend on.
In today's world where most businesses and corporations' main mission is to simply make profit, CRM Companies differs itself by focusing on being successful in a way that also promotes growth and prosperity in the community. CRM Companies isn't simply a commercial development and management company. They create opportunities, they create jobs, they maximize the potential for growth and development of a better community, all while still providing great services and outstanding customer relations. Learn more about CRM Companies and their mission today. Visit crmco.com. We're back with The Road in Between with Tom Sykes.
From the Ronald McDonald House to the golf course. And I love to golf, but I love to bring friends. Here we are, Northwood Country Club. We've got a couple of doctors that we've talked to about their medicine. Now we're going to talk to them about their faith journey. It's amazing how people really open up when they get away in the beautiful nature that God gives us and we get to celebrate life. That's what I love about golf. That's what's so special to me about this great sport. All right, we're ready. We're going to tee it up. Here we go, my man. Hey, Lee and Scott. Can I join y'all a minute?
You bet.
Great. Just got a question as we're waiting to tee off here. You know, I've been a pastor for 30 years, and I've tried to invite people into church, and I've also recognized that sometimes that people are wounded by the church, or they are struggling with belief systems within a church or organized religion. And I was just trying to get your thoughts on all that. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I can personally identify with that, and I think you're right. I think that religion inherently is a complicated area for a lot of people, and we as humans tend to complicate it more, I think, has been my, I see a lot of people struggling with the same thing. Certainly organized religion in the church versus, what the Bible and what Jesus had laid out for us. Sometimes there are some areas where that's a little conflicting and hard to put together. And, it's a tough area that I think probably most people who think have some trouble sorting out at times.
For me, it's like Lee and I were talking on the 17th tee the other day. It comes from a Guess Who song called She's Come Undone. There are too many churches and not enough church. Church is a thing that's within you. It's not a thing that's without you or outside of you. I mean, I can't tell you how much respect I have for the Muslims in England who have started the video campaign of Not in My Name, where they're all filming messages to ISIS or ISIL or whatever you want to call them and saying, not in my name.
Mm-hmm. Where it's been hijacked.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. See, there's the missional church, which
Right.
is you receive the Spirit within you, but not to hold it. It is then to be sent to share it.
Right.
The institutional church wants you to get the Holy Spirit in worship, hold on to it, hold that feeling, and come back next Sunday, and let's redo it again.
Right.
You need both, but I think that the sending piece is what you two seem to really understand, and that is God has called you into medicine to do mission work.
Right. Well, yeah, and I think that in no way would I want to demean or bash the church as a structure and as an organization.
Since there are a lot of seekers out there, that Sunday morning has become they're trying to create Sabbath.
Well, the rituals of the church, to me, are comforting. I go to a wedding and I feel value for my marriage. I go to a funeral and I mourn for the passing of other people. But the rituals can't take the place of what it is the church is supposed to do.
Guys, I want to thank you for that, for sharing your point of view on it, because it's really been on my mind. Is how can we reach out to folks like yourselves and your families? We've got the speed down in life. Speed is, life is fast. We're fast greens we're on.
Yeah.
But the line seems to be off. People are trying to find fulfillment in other ways.
Unbelievable.
Hey, God created a lot of great things, but sometimes it can be with SEC Sports, for example.
Sure.
Where we sell out to the team colors. But when they lose, then what?
Yeah.
Well, it affects our ride home.
That's right.
And who is it that's there going to be there with us? Yeah. And it's a privilege to be with y'all in faith and to be with y'all in fairways of life, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
We are too. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The Road in Between with Tom Sykes is sponsored by John O'Neill Johnson Toyota, CRM Companies, Archer Architecture, Mitchell Signs and Imprints, Glass Incorporated, Benefits Management Group.
Hello, I'm Neil Johnson with John O'Neill Johnson Motor Company. We offer Toyota, we offer Hyundai, BMW, and Mazda.
You can take them beyond the road and go out and have an adventure. You can go hunting, you can go fishing, kayaking, bicycling, take them all out on the road in between.
Some of the great ones for that, Tom, are the Toyota Tundra, Toyota Tacoma, Toyota 4Runner, Land Cruiser is another good one, the Toyota Sequoia. They're great for the outdoors.
You come by and see them.
John O'Neill Johnson Motor Company, a name you can trust, products you can depend on.
In today's world where most businesses and corporations' main mission is to simply make profit, CRM Companies differs itself by focusing on being successful in a way that also promotes growth and prosperity in the community. CRM Companies isn't simply a commercial development and management company. They create opportunities, they create jobs, they maximize the potential for growth and development of a better community, all while still providing great services and outstanding customer relations. Learn more about CRM Companies and their mission today. Visit crmco.com. We're back with The Road in Between with Tom Sykes. This outdoor segment with Tom Sykes is brought to you by John O'Neill Johnson Toyota.
We are here at the Road in Between show with Neil Johnson, a good friend and sponsor of this show. And Neil, thank you for welcoming us to your new lodge.
Glad to have you here, Tom. It's really great to be out here with you, and you're a special friend, and I think a lot of you, Tom. So this is absolutely a delight for me.
Well, thank you. It's good to partner with you. You know, our philosophy, the two of us, is you blend your faith with everyday life. And with your great family you've got and the way you have shared your faith with the church, and then you share your faith through your business and your work. And we're here at your new lodge, and tell us a little bit about the woods of this place, and where did you get these woods?
Well, the woods are all reclaimed or either indigenous woods to our area. The floors are reclaimed floors from an old textile mill in West Virginia, and they've got a lot of beauty and history to them. The walls are cypress, which are native to our area, and they've all been locally milled and planed, and it's really brought out unique character traits to it that I thought added to the camp rather than just using maybe some treated timber, traditional construction. So there's a lot of things to it like that the guys that built this place did a wonderful job with it. I can't say that I'd had anything to do with it, quite honestly.
Well, it's fantastic. I love the views. I love how you feel at home here. It sounds easy, but really life is so complex. You've got so many responsibilities. You have 4 dealerships that you're responsible for. And are there any life lessons you've learned as you've tried to blend family and business?
You know, faith, you can't do anything without having faith. I'm a firm believer in that. And then going into work every day and having multiple kids and a wife, it's those times and those challenging times for me where I can let my faith drift away, and it easily gets away from me, where I have to gut check myself and make sure that I am focused on faith to keep everything running together, because there are many people that are involved in the dealerships to make them work. It's not me, it's a huge team, you know, close to 100 people, and distractions are there, and it can really set you apart, and you've got to remember to make your decisions based on your faith and by speaking to the Lord rather than trying to make the decisions on your own.
I'm glad you've created this for you and your family, and you've created to share it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Both of my grandfathers were really big parts of my life and my upbringing, and so I'm going to introduce things that are unique to each of them and represent one being a surgeon at Rush Hospital, and some of the nostalgia that I've got from it, and another being a beer distributor that turned into a car dealer, which is what I am now, and that's what brought me home from Austin from what I was doing out there.
Each has a story, and I know you're an elk hunter, you're a deer hunter, you're a fisherman, and it's been fun to watch you share those stories with us. Let's see, all right, where have I placed my values? Where have I placed my priorities on that? And that's something that fishing kind of helps me do. So Neil, why is it that you've invested in this particular place at this lodge?
Well, Tom, I think you spoke to the word solitude. I think is where I would start with it. For me to be the best husband, the best father, the best leader, the best everything that I can be, the best Christian, it's with solitude that I find my best connection. And so that's really where it all began. From there, then it bleeds out into, of course, my wife, my children, and all the guests that I can ever have out here. I still think it's so important these days that we all step away from the busy world that we get sucked into. And so having the ability to bring my family and friends and get away and experience solitude and experience just being with your friends and family away from that hectic, busy rush of life.
Neil, thank you for being on the show today, and especially thank you for being a sponsor on The Road in Between. You know, the real importance of being a man is taking care of his family, taking care of his wife and his children, and blending business with family. And some people do a better job of it than others, but we're all working on that balance. And I'm so grateful that Neil's able to share his story. He's doing a terrific job of that, for modeling it for all of us. So thank you, Neil. We appreciate it.
Stick around. The Road in Between will be right back. In today's world where most businesses and corporations' main mission is to simply make profit, CRM Companies differs itself by focusing on being successful in a way that also promotes growth and prosperity in the community. CRM Companies isn't simply a commercial development and management company. They create opportunities, they create jobs, they maximize the potential for growth and development of a better community, all while still providing great services and outstanding customer relations. Learn more about CRM Companies and their mission today. Visit crmco.com.
Award-winning, quality, experience. Glass Incorporated's expert team can handle single window panes to entire high-rise buildings. Whether you need storefronts, glass replacement, mirrors, or shower enclosures, no job is too big or too small. Glass Incorporated, your commercial and residential glass experts. Locations in Meridian, Foley, Alabama, and the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
We're back with The Road in Between with Tom Sykes.
My name's Garrett. I started dreaming about being a mentor because I felt like that's what I kept seeing Jesus do.
I think the thing I really love about mentoring is that it's not a program, and it's not something that I feel like I have to follow, or even something that takes an overabundance of extra time.
We started to walk with different guys, trusting that God would make the most of it. God would really use us in some way to help someone become all that God's wired them to be. We got matched up through Mercy Street in West Dallas, went to go meet these young men. Their names were Bobo and Oscar.
Garrett is more of a dad to me. He's more of a dad model for me, because my dad, when I was born, he stepped out of my life.
When I moved to Texas, my dad stayed behind. I guess he didn't think it was the life for him, so he stayed behind.
We met Bobo and Oscar 6 years ago, so we've been mentoring 6 years, but we also met Tim about 6 years ago as well.
My dad wasn't in the picture at all with me growing up. He left around my 4th grade year in elementary. I didn't have really a father figure to look to except for Garrett.
We were never formally matched with Tim. We were never his mentor officially. What happened with Tim was he would just come over to our house.
I was just always coming over to the house, even outside of Bible study, and kind of clinched on to Garrett and Mindy and the family that these guys were bringing up.
And then eventually he just declared us his mentor. A few years ago he said, no, these are my mentors. So we've kind of said, okay, we are.
I'm not a documented mentee, but I'm one of his mentees. I'm like kind of let's just say he kind of smuggled me into the program.
And then Raymond was a part of a Bible study that I started here in our living room, and he just never missed. He came up to Dallas after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, moving around has been really hard because my family wasn't, mom and just the way my whole family was set up, it was just chaos. And that just really brought my self-esteem down, my confidence, and just the fact that I felt as though I wasn't cared about. I wasn't loved.
As we started mentoring these guys, early on it was just real simple. We didn't want the guys to want to hang out with us because we were going to all these extravagant places or we were doing all these really wonderful things. We wanted to be about just getting to know each other.
We chill, we hang out together, we have really rich Bible studies together. We just grow and we get to know each other.
After school, I would come over here and just chill, or like during the weekend we would just like go to church or like sit on the dock and see where we're at with our relationship with God.
When I'm cooking dinner for my kids, it doesn't take a whole lot to cook some more for them. When we're having family time together, it only adds to our family time to have them join in. Because they've become a part of our family, they make it even sweeter and even better.
And it's been in those ordinary moments that much of our mentoring has happened.
They walk with you with the problems that you have through a day-to-day basis, and pretty much they become your big brother, your big sister, your father, your mother, anything that you see them as.
Well, in the beginning, like I didn't really know what a mentor was, but now as I'm like growing up, I see them as my second parents. On like my phone, I have like mom too and dad too.
Having Garrett as my mentor is pretty freaking awesome, I would say. He invited me into his house. He's cared about what's been going on. He's asking me questions. He wants to know the update on what's going on with Raymond Williams.
My mom was evicted, and when she was evicted, I was bouncing around from my grandmother's house to my aunt's house to cousin's house. And then I started staying at Garrett's house for a couple of days. And I came over one night and they just invited me to come back. They were like, we want you to invite you into our house to stay here.
We're just fascinated that God could use Mindy and I to impact these young men.
The things that I've grown in with Garrett, I've become much stronger in my faith, and I've been able to make very astute decisions, and I've been able to grow with my education and everything.
With the guidance of Garrett and Mindy, they've pushed me to go to college, they've pushed me through high school, they've pushed me to find a job.
He's there not to just give me answers, but to also like sit alongside me and feel like what I'm going through.
I do love that the boys have really started to redefine our definition of family, and that family isn't just your blood relatives or who you happen to look alike. Family is people that love one another.
What's a better way to spend your life than to invest in younger people?
We want to thank everyone for watching Road in Between. It is so wonderful to share stories of hope, share the gospel between friends and family. And it's terrific when people can use their business for ministry and mission. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and be gracious unto you this day and forevermore. We'll see you next week.
Somebody grab that ball.
The Road in Between would also like to thank these fine sponsors. Closed captioning is brought to you by BMG, Benefits Management Group.